Welcome to the Four Fires Podcast, where we talk about winning in all four of the essential areas of life.
Welcome back to the Four Fires Podcast. If you enjoy listening to this podcast, please go down and leave us a 5-star rating and share this episode with a friend. It really helps us get all of this Four Fires content to more men so that we can accomplish our mission of building an army of four-dimensional men. Thanks so much. Live intentionally, and I hope you enjoy the show.
All right, welcome to the Four Fires Podcast. My name is Alan Kemper, and Jeff Rice is here.
We're here.
Yeah, and today we're going to have a little conversation about the physical fire. And so, Jeff, I'm just going to throw out this question that a client threw out to me the other day. And his question was, hey, Alan, can you be fit and fat at the same time? And so I'll just throw that out there and get your thoughts on that, and then we'll kind of pair that question up against some kind of common assumptions around fitness. So
Yeah, we had a conversation on a plane together, and my first reaction was, well, no. But then as the more I thought about it, I was like, well, actually, yeah, I think you can be, I guess you kind of have to define what fit is and what fat is. Fat is a higher than normal body fat percentage. Can you have a little bit of extra fluff going on, but also be fit, like strong, and can you move? I've known some guys who are like larger guys, but they can move around on a basketball court. And so the more I thought about it, I thought, yeah, I think you can be fit and fat. But then again, I came back to what is fit? And then you and I talked about like, what's ability? I think, give me your thoughts about the appearance versus ability as it relates to being fit.
yeah, so I think we have some misconceptions around what does it mean to be fit. For me, fitness is about ability, the things that you're able to do with your body. Are you able to pull your body weight up? Are you able to go on that hike with weight on your back? What are you able to do, as opposed to what do you look like? And I think we make some assumptions that if someone is lean, that they're fit. But there's a lot of people who have a low body fat percentage, but they also have a low muscle mass.
You wouldn't perform very well.
No.
Or not for long.
Yeah, in terms
They
of the
burn out.
ability to do a pull-up, or in the ability to, run or lift or carry anything, do push-ups, just because you have a low body fat percentage does not necessarily mean that you're able
And fit.
and fit. One of the things that we use as a tool that's actually been pretty helpful, and it's a little bit of a subjective target, like what is fit. We've used the Army Combat Fitness Test because it is this combination of strength exercises as well as endurance exercises. And, we've noticed that there are people who are kind of optimized around long distance running, and they tend to do well on half of the events. And then there's some other guys who are kind of optimized around the resistance training, and they tend to do better on the strength training or the strength exercises. But overall, when you get a combined score, it's a fairly good picture of your overall fitness.
Strength and endurance. Thank you for tuning in to the Four Fires Podcast. I want to take just a second to let you know about one of the resources that the Four Fires Tribe offers to help you take control of your life, take ownership, and build some authentic community to become more four-dimensional. It's called the 30-Day Ruck. It's a 30-day challenge to live four-dimensionally. You commit to weekly tasks, abstaining from a few things, and having a Zoom call with your facilitator, that's me, and the other men that are going through the ruck with you. It's a great way to encourage each other, meet some new guys that are trying to live four-dimensionally, and really hold ourselves accountable and commit to something and then keep our commitment to ourselves, to becoming a four-dimensional man. Visit our website, fourfires.com, to see more about the 30-Day Ruck and how you can sign up and reserve your spot today. Thanks, and let's get back to the episode.
Yeah, I think that's the Army calls combat effectiveness. So I think what I would say around the fit versus fat conversation is that there is a degree at which we are oversensitive to some fat on the body, meaning just because you can't see your abs does not mean that you're not fit.
Right.
But conversely, too much fat, if you're carrying around an extra 40 pounds of fat or more, at some point that begins.
Even if you are really strong,
For sure.
it's going to hinder your ability. You can't even bend down and tie your shoes without having to hold your breath.
Yeah. That's well, and certainly you won't be able to run
Right.
long with an extra 40 pounds of fat on you.
Uh-huh.
You know, sometimes I throw a 60-pound weight vest on, and I think about,
Wow.
what if I was this heavy all the time?
Yeah.
It's a good reminder to not be.
That hurts my knees.
For sure, yeah. So, yeah, you know, when I think about the physical fire and what I want to optimize around, do I care as much about appearance as I do about ability? No, I don't. I care way more about what am I able to do. And so I don't get too stressed about body. There is an unhealthy body fat percentage, but there's a
We
range.
do body scans to look at ours.
Measure your body fat percentage on a regular basis and keep it within a healthy range, and that's actually a much better metric than actually just weighing yourself or BMI.
Yep. I was last night I was actually having a conversation with my wife, Rachel, and I was like, we were just talking about, you know, the physical stuff. Rachel, do you realize that I'm 30 pounds heavier than when I graduated high school? I graduated high school, I weigh 185 pounds now, and I'm kind of like, but I'm not. It's just crazy that I've gained 30 pounds, and it's been 7 years, 30 pounds, but I'm not. I just have significantly more muscle mass than I was skinny in high school. And my body fat percentage is higher, too, than it was in high school, but it's not like something crazy. It's not like I gained 30 pounds of fat. Like, I'm just like, I was just blown away by really thinking about how much bigger my body has grown in 7 years. My ability is much higher now than it was when I was a senior in high school because my strength, well, my endurance might have been better in high school. I run longer and faster. My strength for sure is much, much higher. And I could confidently say I would score higher now on the Army Combat Fitness Test. I would, just from the sheer, strength before. I think I'm getting into a little bit of man strength now at 25. I'm still on the rise.
Yeah, it takes a while to just build muscle. Muscle is built consistently over time.
I like naming, you know, the question is, can you be fit and fat? I mean, me personally, I love the definition of fit is I have adequate strength and adequate endurance where I can do both. Just concerned with lifting tons of weight, being really strong, but I'm also concerned with long distance. I want to be able to do both. And then it looks cool to be shredded, and, you know, for the average person, especially with social media now, like we see, that's what you're supposed to look like if you work out. I'm just a total failure if I don't look like that. So I think you had mentioned a misconception at the beginning of this podcast. I definitely think, hey guys, it's Jeff. Thanks for watching this episode of the Four Fires podcast. If you're interested in becoming more four-dimensional, the best way, hands down, for you to do that is to start a Four Fires small group. Real life change always happens when we build authentic community and we're challenging each other, just like the Bible says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. If you want encouragement, if you want accountability, if you want deeper friendships with some men in your life, a Four Fires small group is your next step. Visit our website to see more information, watch the Session 1 video to see if it really resonates with you and if it's something that you want to lead a group of men through. Fill out the application, and I would love to talk with you and provide you and the men in your group with all of the resources and the tools that you need to be equipped and empowered to start this small group and to become the four-dimensional man that God created you to be. I look forward to hearing from you, and until then, let's get back to the episode. Defining what success looks like for you, and that's why I love the Army Combat Fitness Test. Because it helps you put a number on your ability rather than just your appearance. Look decent. Right?
Yeah, but I mean that's a moving target too. Like if you look at what the ideal male body type has looked like, even over the last 3 or 4 decades, just the movement from like if you go look up Chuck Norris, you know, like
He was like the man.
yeah,
He
in the
was-
1980s, Chuck Norris was like this, but he was not ripped. Like
Right.
Chuck Norris is just like has a normal amount of body fat on him. And so, yeah, this idea of like if you're trying to chase after an appearance, you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you can name an ability level that you want to maintain, you know, I'm 46 years old. If I can maintain my current Army Combat Fitness score for the next 20 years, right, from 46 to 60,
Yeah.
I think that's a
Yeah.
big win for me.
Yeah. And is there also with the ability how you feel? Like you want to feel, I mean, like your joints, like the way that you feel, and you could speak more to that, you know, a little bit older than me, but like you want to have good ability to talk about, yeah, I'm not quite pushing myself as hard on bench press as I used to. I don't want to hurt myself. It's like you talk about like keeping the nose of the plane up.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to, injury prevention becomes much more important because there's nothing that will take you out of your fitness journey faster than like an injury.
Yeah.
So,
You know from experience. Don't
yeah.
go snowboarding.
now there is something, and this is maybe another topic for another day, but as you get older, you will either have misuse injuries or disuse injuries. So this idea of your body is going to hurt either because you
overuse
pushed it or because you didn't use it at all. And if I have to pick one of those two, I would take a misuse injury over a disuse injury. The goal is to have no injuries.
Yeah.
Do all of your stretching and staying mobile and like all of that's a part of it.
Yep.
To wrap the conversation, can you be fit or fat? Fit and fat? I think fit, you need to be sure that you're defining it based on ability. Fat,
Yeah.
I think
yes.
you need to like just be mindful of the current modern definition of having 5% body fat where you can see abdominal
All the
muscle
veins.
and your hip bone. Like that is not a natural state. Like humans at no time in history have
looked like that
have
365 days a year.
no.
Even
You-
the people that get that way, we know a guy who's a bodybuilder, Eric, and
Yeah.
he doesn't look like that all year long.
No, you can't. Life would be miserable. if-
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, there's what is sustainable in your fitness journey, and I think that's an important piece to keep in mind.
So there's our thoughts about can you be fit and fat? And so guys, spend some time thinking about what your definition of fit is for you, defining what you want your ability to be, not just right now, but over the course of your entire life. I hope that gets you thinking about how you can keep putting some logs on the physical fire, getting inspired to be a good manager of this body that we've been given. So until next time, remember to live intentionally, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Four Fires Podcast.